Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for another round of the Sim Racers Asia GT Simulator Series. We are at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for this round today, Brenton. What a glorious track. Weather looks absolutely stunning. It's not raining in Belgium, which is a rare thing. Fortunately for iRacing, it's very, very common. Marcus Lenderman, he kept us on tender hooks for a little moment in qualifying, but he's just put a time in, puts him in pole position, some 0.8 of a second faster than the competition. What are we expecting from today's race, mate?
Well, number one, an Englishman complaining that there's no rain, that's unusual. Look, welcome everybody to Spa-Francorchamps. It's a real driver's track, isn't it? And yeah, Marcus Lenderman of late has had to work hard for his wins. Like Scotty Gray's been really pushing him hard in the Mad Cow Racing, but yeah, he's getting the job done. He's driving so much smarter these days, his racecraft, and we've said it before, it's just picked up more and more each season. He just seems to mature more and more, so yeah, expecting good things again for him tonight.
Yeah, just looking at this glorious track, and it's pretty much every driver's favourite, I think, to a degree. Certainly no one bats an eyelid when it gets put on the schedule, and most want to drive it. You know, some drivers will struggle a little bit today with off tracks. I think that's one of the only real problems I think that people have out there, so instant limits and things like that will be closely watched and extending and things like that. So yeah, that's going to be the tough part for the drivers out there, but yeah, weather conditions looking really favourable, so it should be good fun for everybody out there.
Yeah, track temperature 35 degrees, partly cloudy. The wind's reasonably strong, I guess, up to 11 k's an hour, but yeah, it is a favourite. There's no doubt about that, because it's one of those laps where if you get it right, the reward is just great. Yeah, not just with the lap time, but you just have that bit of personal satisfaction. But by saying that, it's not that easy to get that lap completely right. Like, yeah, these guys are doing well. Marcus is in a town of his own there with a 15.9, but yeah, the majority are doing 17, 18s, 19s. So yeah, it is hard to get that lap right.
Got about 6.5 minutes left to quali. We'll just leave it just to work its way through, as you see in the positions on your screen on the left at the moment. But just to quickly turn our attention to the championship, Scott Gray still leading the way, 409 points from Marcus Lenderman on 298. So Lenderman, of course, missed a couple of rounds, got 0 points at Monza as well. So he's fighting back, but I have to say, I think Scott just needs to do his thing for the rest of the season, and actually he should come out trumps. But the battle for third is where it's really interesting now. Tobias Cherney, Paul Rogers, Kevin Hung, John King and Christian Challoner there, all very, very close, just about 30 points separate all of those drivers for third place in the championship, so super close, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out for the rest of the season.
Well, it will be of those three from the caddies zone. I think the caddies will be reasonably competitive. The pit stop we're using the endurance format again is just so incredibly long.
They're not on the GP. I think they're on the GP, aren't they? Actually, I think it was a last-minute change. Yeah, so they put the GP layout in, so the pit stop's not quite so long. And also the GT3s are given an extra 10% of fuel or something like that. I think so. They're not fuel saving through either run, so it's a flat-out sprint to them. So I think the calculations were that it's going to be very, very close at the end of the race. Who's going to have this one? We'll have to wait and see.
It's just that extra thing you've got to look out for, isn't it, with the caddies, and in the right hands. We've seen what the caddies can do. We know Challoner's been a race winner before. They can get the job. John King's been competitive throughout. So yeah, it's looking forward to it.
I'm trying to see actually if we've got any clubman drivers in this service. Are two servers? I haven't seen two servers, but I'm struggling to see some of the big names. Shane Reynolds. Well, we know Shane's not here. Unfortunately, it's been some very, very sad news for Shane and his family. Our thoughts are with him. We won't go into too much detail on air, but those that know Shane know what's going on there. But yeah, very sad news, and everyone's thoughts are with him. From Apex Racing TV, was just that second in the club championship behind DK Lee. Alex Paul in 3rd place. Just trying to see where any of these. Is there a second server open?
No, I don't
Am I
think
missing
there is.
people?
If I could just cut you off there, Alex,
Sorry.
on the technical thing, I've just had a message, and thanks to Michael Hammond. Yeah, apparently the sound effects on the broadcast are louder than our voices, AC. So
Okay,
thank
yeah,
you to Mick for that. That's very much appreciated, mate. We love that kind of feedback. It's important to us.
Put that down a little bit. Should be a little bit better. Hopefully, hopefully that sorts it out. Michael, just give us a thumbs up on the YouTube if we're all good. Hopefully, we'll be fine now.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks to Mick for that, because it said it's important that we know that type of thing. But yeah, the condolences certainly have to go out to. Sorry, just got something happening here. Certainly have to go out, and it's a terrible thing. But yeah, hopefully as time goes on, he'll get back into it.
Yeah, looks like we're all good now. Yeah, just sort of running through the rest of it. So yeah, Alex Pole, Phil White, Steve Bocade in 5th place. That's actually pretty tight championship, and I think anyone down to Matt Shinovsky probably still, well, probably even further than that. Martin Housden and Lance Horsler in 8th place, 150 points, so just 54 behind the lead. So yeah, Clubman's championship is still very much open.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, DK Lee. Yeah, DK's had some issues, hasn't he, with quite a few collisions and things like that. But Shane Reynolds, yeah, we know what's happened there. But yeah, that championship's right open. The Australians certainly have settled with their Nations Cup as well, putting out a bit of a lead. So that's up to 270 points now with the 3 rounds to go, I think there is. And going to the teams, Blackadder Motorsport, he actually had got pegged back a little bit, but that lead's still 380 points, so that's still very convincing where that is.
Yeah, they're banging in points in every single class, aren't they? Week in, week out. Last week, not such a great result. Unfortunately, we missed that here on Epix Racing TV, but Phillip Island reverse grid must have been a whole load of fun for the drivers out there.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look at it, and the cream still rises to the top, though, didn't it? And just had to do a bit of work to get through, but it was good close racing, good fair racing as well. And, yeah, I see in this qualifying so far, and we've only got the minute to go. Lenderman's on his last quick lap now as we speak, but the BMW is looking very, very handy here in 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. So it could be one of those tracks. Just the BMW seems to be very good in the faster turns, and this track's got quite a few of them.
We have got obviously limited time to go through the grid here, so I'm thinking probably we'd be best to start it around about now. Yeah, so I'll hand it over to you, mate, and you can go through the provisional standings. We'll let you know if anything changes in the very last few seconds.
Yeah, well, yeah, if there's any change, like you said, we'll make sure you know. Marcus Lenderman so far provisional pole 2:15.9. Can't see that changing. Scotty Gray wasn't able to get near that in practice and hasn't been able to copy his practice time actually in qualifying. So Lenderman 2:15.9, Scotty Gray 7/10 of a second back at 16.6. Yeah, he'd still be happy with that front row of the grid. Tim Jackson, Evolution Racing Australia BMW 17.4, considering he's had no track time whatsoever this week. He'll be wrapped with that. Aaron Osborne 6.58, Tobias Cherney in the rough 7.74. Kevin Huang in the McLaren MP412C 18.167. Scotty Newton down a little bit. He would probably think at 18.2. Alex Marshall 18.4. Alex Cherney 18.4. And Farney Lusry, he's our spotlight driver of the week. Also with a 2.18.4 as Lenderman bins it there on his last lap. So there'll be and absolutely takes out Cedric Quinte as well. So no improvement there. Mick Hammond just outside the top 10 at 18.771. Jason Bent's teammate. Good to see the Hammond and Bent's crew, the Laser boys, just the 2/100ths of a second off each other. That's awesome. Nathan Grouden, Tim Ballinger, welcome back to the series at 19 flat. Chandler Yong at 19 flat. Anthony Winkleman, Paul Lonergan, Joseph Cardamone, all the way down with got 37 times registered at the moment, and that Cedric Vinzay had a good, strong performance. I think it was at Interlagos. Hasn't been able to put a time in, unfortunately, for himself in the McLaren, so he'll have a lot of work from the back there. At the moment, we've got 40 cars possibly on the grid. 2 of the cars not capable of, or sorry, 3 cars not capable, unfortunately, of doing a qualifying or a practice time.
Yeah, huge grid. Rest of it's just flicking through your screen now. So, pretty big split. Of course, we've got multiple different cars out there as well. So, yeah, some of the caddies are a little bit further back, but we expect those to be pretty strong at the end of the race for sure. So they don't burn off the tyres as quick as the GT3s. Obviously, going to have the raw speed here at Spa, these long straightaway sections, so it's going to make for an interesting close to this race. It's going to take a little while to sort of show how it's going to pan out. I think we're not going to know until probably 5 or 6 laps after the GT3s are pitted, and we can see what the sort of lap time differences are between the two.
Yeah, I'm trying to chase Lewis Galia 19.5. I can't really. Yeah, Chandler 2 minutes 20.2, so yeah, that's a significant difference in lap times there, and yeah, that pit stop's going to be all important, no doubt.
Yeah, of course, the very much always mistake Spa for being all about the speed, but actually you need a fair amount of downforce at this circuit as well. Those long sort of medium speed corners are really where the GT3s can stretch their legs. There's a lot of corners like that around Spa, and that's why the BMW is so good as well, because that seems to be where it really excels. So circuits like this, and the stop-start tracks, sort of chicanes and things like that, probably more suited to the rough. And you'd think the straight line speed tracks like Monza, I think the McLarens look very, very strong at. So it's been a good mix for everybody this season, actually, and definitely had opportunities to flourish. But yeah, this one definitely looks like it might be a BMW GT3 circuit.
Yeah, it does at the moment. I'm just having a look at the grid. The first non-BMW, I think Aaron Osborne, he drives the rough, so it'd be interesting to see how the McLaren MP4s go, because they do tend to struggle on those turns, just with the consistency. Like, they can be quick, but they have this uncanny knack of just flipping out. Well, maybe not flipping out, but if you know what I mean, just losing traction and then spinning off.
Making sure we're all up and watching the action live. So often. I could normally watch it on replay. Wouldn't be the first time, would it?
No. And you know what? It probably won't be the last.
No. At least we're not muted. I couldn't hear us, but we weren't muted.
But again, that's why it's good that someone like Mick Hammond does that and gives us that feedback, so that's fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. Much appreciated if ever there's anything like that. And you guys are watching it back live, tell us. We are watching that. We do see your comments. If you want to ask us any questions or anything throughout the race, then please do. We'll do our best to answer them. If we don't know the answer, we'll just blag it.
We'll make it up.
Right, 18 seconds left to go. Everybody's making their way to the grid. No Scott Gray at the minute. Gavin Simpson still not red. Cedric Finsact, Lazardri, he's not made it out. 8 seconds. Is he going to come out? Is he starting from the pits? No, there he is.
No, he'll be
just
there.
Gavin Simpson. Gavin, I think, wants to start from the pits. Doesn't want any of this first corner shenanigans that are going to happen. Or I think it's more about Lecombe, isn't it, at this place? We've seen first corner's not normally too bad, but Lecombe is the one when everybody gets that draft into that left, right section. There are a few amounts of overtaking go through there. We'll keep an eye through Eau Rouge. There's been some talk of the cars understeering a little bit through there, so add some dirty air into the mix. That's going to make it even more tricky, I think. I think we'll set this one to crash cam, I think.
Yeah, well, it's going to be busy. 3 cars are an awesome job, and it's a field that runs very, very deep, isn't it? Pays to be in the front here. It's going to be significant time differences on the first lap, but not far away from race start now.
Pace car ducks in Marcus just holding the grid. There goes the green. Everybody's racing. Oh, everybody checking up there. I wonder actually if the changing layout just caught a few by surprise. Obviously the start line's not round the turn 1. As
Jackson.
yeah, Jacko got a great start up the inside, maybe looking to have a run, see who's going to get into Eau Rouge first. Lenderman tucks in, Scotty Gray in third, looking pretty tasty a bit further back.
Well, a clean start so far.
There's some action in turn 1, something going off in turn 1 there.
And Jackson's going to get a big slowdown from that and straight over Eau Rouge, so he's wasted that opportunity. And the car's coming up at a hell of a pace behind him now. Look at the distance he's lost from that slowdown from second. He's dropped an awful lot of positions, unfortunately for him, but it does seem to be a fairly clean start.
Yeah, there was a little something a bit in turn 1 I saw. I think it was Tino there got caught up in that. Oh, and we got a spinner at Lacombe. Oh, traffic's trying to filter its way around. It doesn't quite make it. A couple of drivers caught out there. That's Daniel Leet, that is there, who got spun. So yeah, not the best of starts for him, but a couple of victims. But for the most part, when you got a 43 car grid, that's not bad going.
Yeah, it's not bad going. There's some guys here who haven't done any laps at all, who might have had an involvement in that. But up back at the front, I got it right. Or have I missing Marcus Lenderman?
No, Lenderman's there. Yeah, not sure what's going on there. Maybe not enough cars set on camera. You know how it does that occasionally.
Yeah, no, there he is. He's back again. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's cost Tim Jackson terribly, hasn't it? He's dropped a whole handful of places.
Lazardri's dropping like a fly as well. Oh, he's upside down at the moment. Let's take a quick look at see what that is. I'm not sure who's caught up in that, but yeah, let's jump back, see what that was all about.
Yeah, right, racing BMW, and to be honest with Lazardri's actually coming in from off of the track there to be involved with that, so that's a little bit nasty. I'm trying to think, was it Alex Marshall perhaps?
Oh yeah, looks like it might have been. I'm not sure who the other was. Yeah, it was Marshall. Both of them ended on the roof, nothing they can do. Fast tow. Not sure it's so fast around Spa, but yeah. Well,
and dramas at in the bus stop as well, with Josh Burnham absolutely belting Tim Jackson, and that's caused a bit of a chain reaction with one of our, who was that? It's just also gone off.
Oh, we just caught the end of
that.
Yeah, we just caught the end of that. Let's on replay. Let's just go back a little bit further and see exactly what happened there. Poor Jacko's race gone from disaster. What a great start! Got that slowdown penalty, and yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's all gone south for him massively. But Sam Fuentes is in the pits.
Oh, just it's like Josh just totally missed his braking point there.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, everybody just got checked up there. There's something else. Oh, there's a separate incident further back as well, which caused another one of the BMWs to spin. So yeah, all hell breaking loose at the bus stop. Back live.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Burden, I think he has redressed that, but wow, that's Jacko's lost a good 34 places that lap, unfortunately. So, but back up the front though, where the race is at, and Lenderman does this, doesn't he? I think he's really controlling his own pace so well this season. He made that choice of running the caddy at Monza, had a win there, but that doesn't count, changing the cars. But yeah, that's the type of thing that could cost him the series. But yeah, driving so very well, so very cleanly.
Yeah, we saw that at the last round that we covered. Actually, didn't really pull away from Scott too much in the first stint. Really kept it more towards the second half of the race. Yeah, so I just think Gray's probably going to be aware of that. Maybe needs to just save some tyres or save some fuel, try and make his pit stop as quick as possible, because that's really where he lost the bulk of his time in that last race. So he needs to perhaps try and jump, lend him in the pits if he can, if this is the sort of strategy Linden's going to play, safe and sound for this first stint. Although it served him so well last race, and I can understand why he's done that, because in the past actually he has been caught out with pushing 100% all the way, you know, and just finds himself in the wall randomly. So yeah, perhaps just Marcus just maturing a little bit as and this is what, the third, fourth season we've seen him in the SRA.
Yeah, and he's really just getting better and better, isn't he? And we've lost Jake Maloney there. He's put his McLaren into the wall, and he pretty much bugged out of that before the car even hit the wall. So that's another car down the drain. So yeah, funny Lazzaretti's back out there. I notice linking terribly. I'm not sure what his ping is, but he's got some issues there. But he's got a lot of work to do to try and get anywhere near up the front of this race.
Just have a little look back further, see what's going on. Christian Challoner done some impressive performances in the Caddy this season, racing for Blackadder Motorsport. I'm happy to say we've got his skin working this time, so I know we missed that for one of the previous rounds, but he's hot on the tail of Gary Fishwick at the moment, so just putting some of these GT3s under a little bit of pressure out there.
Yeah, that takes a big effort to do. It's a tough car to drive. He's 21 seconds off of the lead already. But yeah, Chandler does a good job week in, week out with this car. And yeah, I think on a lot of occasions he's boxing well above his weight. But strong performance again, up into 19th place. There's been some issues with a lot of the GT3 cars. We've seen that already. Yeah, still putting in some good consistent laps. And in front of him, we've actually got Lewis Kigali in 16th place in the Caddy as well. So he's only 18, 19 seconds off the lead at the moment. So Lewis is a good stick as well. So he's right up there.
Yeah, Lewis week in, week out. I mean, he's had some problems, I think. Definitely very, very quick driver. Just seems to have little mistakes here and there, and yeah, it costs him dearly. So good to see if we can try not to commentate curse him this week, and he can get a good run in. So, but it looks like a good little battle up ahead of him. Just having a look at that, we've got Michael Hammond, Joseph Cardmore there, and Jason Bentz, Nathan Groden as well. Nathan's just dropping off that pack a little bit, but yeah, good little battle here starting to form. That is for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th there, and it looks more like Bentz is the man on the move at the moment. Wants to get a move on Joseph. He doesn't seem to have the straight line speed though. Perhaps run just a little bit more wing on the back of that rough out there.
Really impressed with Hammond and Bentz, I must say. These guys are affiliated with an Australian team, JFF Racing. They're in their laser cars. They've got some sponsorship from Stephen Richards, former V8 supercar driver. They put in week in, week out. We've got an incident here with Alex Cherney. Not sure what he's done, but his car is grabbing awfully.
That's not good. Let's jump back and just take a quick look on replay, see what happened to Alex.
I don't think there was connection there. I think it was that with Kevin Huang. Yeah, I don't think there was any contact. I think he's just tried to keep it stuck to the outside there, and that turn, I can't remember what turn it is, AC, you'd know more about than I would, but yeah, it just wasn't a move that was going to work for him, unfortunately. Again, he's paid the price.
Yeah, so just watching the replay now, it's interesting as we're on board how much they have to work the car through Eau Rouge. Definitely not as straightforward as some of the high-powered single-seaters. But yeah, tries to go around the outside, nothing going there, all good, side by side, good clean driving. And then, yeah,
just looks like...
you're right, I don't see any contact at all. I mean, unless it's a bit of net code or something like that, just spits him off there. It just looked like perhaps he had a little twitch moment. I'd like to see that from on board, actually, just to see if he had a little moment and had to recover.
Just wondering if he got the power on a bit early there, or just lost the back end. That's what it looked like from where I was sitting. But yeah, that's going to be the end of his race for sure. He gets the free tow and all that, but to be competitive, he's going to have to do another stop as well. He's not going to make it from here.
Yeah, so we're just on board now. Let's see if he has some sort of... Oh yeah, he's working the wheel big time. Oh yeah, he had a huge moment. He steers to the left to try and correct it, actually. And the car instantly bites, and he just ends up going into the wall. So the car does exactly what he asked it to on the steering wheel, but yeah, ever so frustrating for Alex there. So instant snapbacks.
Oh,
Definitely one of the little issues, I would say, that's in and around with the current tyre model. So a lot of drivers wishing for the new tyre model to come out sooner rather than later, because that the way it just snaps back with grip sometimes is just
it's just so unpredictable.
Death wiggle, I think they call it, don't they?
Yeah, we had Tim Foltz spinning and rather clumsily came right out in front of our host Mark Lang, so not sure Mark got any damage. I'm not sure there was any contact, but certainly a heart and mouth moment there. Alex Cherney's back out on the track. He's on his quick stop as well, so he's fallen all the way down. He's in 37th place. Would that be on? 33rd place, sorry. So yeah, that's a lot of work to do. But just, a lot of cars have tripped over early, haven't they?
Yeah, indeed. Just having a look at drivers that have pitted now, just while we're watching John King on screen at the moment. He's tucked up behind Phil White. So yeah, in the pits, obviously we've had Alex Cherney, Daniel Lee, Folks has had his moments, Lazardri as well, Adam, Anthony Winkleman, Alex Marshall's out, Jake Maloney, Brian Monga, Chandra Young, Pino, and then Gavin. Well, I don't think Gavin started, did he? So
no, I don't think he did. And Ben Darley, who was in 8th, or Ben Darley Jr., sorry, who was in 8th, positioning his rough, has also made a mistake and put it in the wall, and he's struggling down the back now as we speak.
Yeah, way down in 20th place now for Ben. So.
Yeah, he's carrying significant damage to his front right there, and he'll be heading into the pits as well. So, but what this does is just gets our caddies up there even more, doesn't it? It's, the time difference is going to be probably too much to bear, but good on Blackadder Motorsports for doing this. They took the chance with the Cadillacs, and they've really run through with it. And I think they've got 4 cars in the caddy here this week, and they're doing a really good job.
I know obviously there's been a lot of controversy around the caddies this season, but you have to say, on paper, Blackadder Motorsport chose the right car at the start of the season. They were going to win this championship, I think, with the way the points were worked out and things like that. It was a slam dunk for them. So of course it has changed a little bit throughout the season, and they are still fighting got drivers in and around the top 5 in the championship as well, and could still make 3rd place by the end of the season. I'm not taking anything away from Marcus or Scott, because they've been very quick, and tracks actually where you would expect the caddy to do well, they've been competing right with them as well. So the Road America race comes to mind. That was just absolutely epic on that last lap. But so good on them for choosing slightly different car. The whole team got behind it, and they've been very, very quick, and we've had some awesome races this season with that. So I'm not quite sure what the plans are for next season. I mean, we're starting to draw towards the end of this season now, but I definitely there's a few new cars coming out. Obviously we've got an Aston GT1, we've got we just heard about the Mercedes AMG GT3 coming into the series as well. So who knows? We're not going to get the Aston GT3 in time, but that's surely going to come as well. So it'll be interesting to see what Mark Lang does with the series. Are we going to have multi-class with the GT1s and GT3s in there, or are we just going to stick with GT3s with a bit of a curveball car in there? Who knows? It's been an exciting season, and actually I think it really worked, and learned a lot from this season. I think with all the feedback from the drivers, but we could have something pretty epic if we get the balance of performance right from the word go.
Yeah, we could. We've got Kevin White, who's spun just outside of the bus stop, sort of last chicane there, coming onto the pitch straight. So he was in the top 10 comfortably as well. So he's dropped. Watching a great little race here between Joseph Cardamo and Nathan Grouden. Jason Benson, Nick Hammond's probably pulled away a little bit now. We talked to these guys before. Not so long ago, Joseph was all over the back of Jason. Just dropped off that little bit there in the last half, but
Nathan,
you're right.
Having a little look actually. Just he might get a run here into
real solid
into
run. And you'd think he's going to get the job done here. Yeah, good under brakes there, Joseph. He held that. Yeah, no, well done to him. Very good driving. Very quick under brakes and around the back end of the track, Joseph, I've noticed. And, he's got himself onto the back of Jason Betts already. But holding it for that second half, he just seems to struggle out the back straight there a bit. But you're right when you say the GT1, GT3s, it's just going to go from strength to strength, isn't it? It's just going to be a complete saturation in the GT3 series, hopefully soon in regards to the makes and models available.
Give a quick shout out to a couple of people on YouTube posting a lot. Tab Jordan there, obviously supporting Multi 21. Done about 100 comments on them, so yeah, big shout out to those guys, and hope they can do well for the rest of this race. And Romer Alcala, we haven't seen him for ages. How are you, fella? Nice to see you tuning into one of the Sim Racers Asia broadcasts. Hope the family's all well over there, buddy. And yeah, come in and say hello at some point.
Yeah, we haven't seen Romer for a while, so good to hear from him. Multi 21. I've had a bit of a shocker, it has to be said. Faults is 32nd, he's had some issues, and Maloney has already left us. But yeah, no, it's good to see Romer up and about. That's fantastic to hear.
Right, just let's just have a quick recap where we are. Lots going on. Just had a bit of a general chat really, but yeah, Scott Gray now 2.2 seconds behind our leader Marcus Lindemann. These two have flown away from Tobias Cherney, who is now in third place. Pretty good run still, but just not able to keep up with the two BMWs out front, so 7.9 seconds behind. And we've got Scott Newton. Scott Newton's had a pretty decent race, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Brendan, he obviously promoted himself up from Clubman to Pro-Am Series this season. Yeah, and doing a hell of a job out there right now. So in fourth place, he's quite a way back behind Tobias, it's fair to say, coming under a little bit of pressure from Timmy Ballinger. Good to see Timmy back. He's had his problems in this series over the years, it's fair to say, and but this is what he needs. He needs a good race, top 5. We definitely knew he was he's worth that, and I hope us focusing in on him for a second doesn't do some of our glorious commentators' curses, because yeah, I want to see him finishing in around that position right now. He's got Jason Bentz about 6.5 seconds behind him, and then you've got that great battle that we were watching earlier on between Bentz, Joseph, Nathan and Michael Hammond as well. So good little battle going there. Just have a look a bit further. Christian still.
Alex Cherney's gone again, so that's it. His car will be toast for the rest of the afternoon. But no, you're right. It is great to see Timmy Ballinger up there, and yeah, I'm not going to give him the commentator's curse. Up in the 5th position, Scotty Newton, we just spoke about last lap of 2:19 flat. That's his fastest lap of the race. So
I'm seeing huge smoke somewhere. Who is that, and what is that? Because that is big time.
Not Alex's car has gone pop.
It was just trying to think where it was. It was just after Pouon.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's Alex's car. We've got Cedric Insane in the pits as well. Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be Alex's car.
You can figure. Let me have a quick look then. Let's just see if we can get. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so engine absolutely blown there. Is he trying to limp it back to the pits? I'm not sure what he's doing out there right now. He's not moving. He's just sitting there mouldering away at the moment. Get the fire marshals out there. Put that car out. That thing is history.
We've had a position change as well. Mick Hammond must have made a bit of a mistake somewhere. He's dropped those 3 spots, so Bent's, Cardamone and Groudon have gone through, so now Hammond's on the back of that patch. It's also got Paul Lonergan with a 2:19.7 and Kevin Huang with a 2:18.6. Thanks very much for that.
Sorry, Brent, just to interrupt you, your teammate Tim Jackson just put in a move on Christian Chandler, so still paying for that first lap slowdown penalty that he got. Paid for it dearly, of course, in the bus stop at the end of lap 1, but yeah, worked his way up now to 18th. Shame for Jacko. He had a good pace out there today, mate.
Yeah, he did, and no one would be more disappointed with him. We've got Aaron Osborne in the pits. We've missed that. This is a guy who started 4th on the grid, so he's got an incident, so his car is looking very second-hand at the moment, so obviously issues there for him as well.
Yep.
So, this is working into the caddy's hands, isn't it? Just these mistakes by the GT3 guys.
Just watching battle between Nathan Groden and Joseph Cardmone at the moment, going into, where are we? That's Pouon, isn't it? Yeah, so just through Pouon. Thought he was going to get a little move there. Actually, he's coming under a little pressure now from Mick Hammond. So Hammond wants a little piece of that in the JFF car just further back there.
Yeah, this is really going up. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. This is all back to back. Pit window is probably open too, I would imagine. And we're expecting about a 20-lap race. I don't know whether teams will be taking tyres, probably not. But out of these, Kevin Wang would be the fastest in this pack. Showed some really solid qualifying pace there. She was up to 6 in qualifying, but made that mistake in the bus stop. Just lost it a little bit there, but he makes that clean move on Lonergan now. So Wang's
it's looking very tasty into the bus stop. Sorry, Brenton's cut you off there, but side by side. Oh! It looked for a minute as if Nathan, I think, was going to make a move, but then all of a sudden, just trying the late braking, I think that was Joseph, 3 wide going into turn 1 now as well. So let's just see how this pans out. Just that's some epic racing. I think what was a defensive late braking move ended up turning into an overtaking opportunity. So great close battling out there.
Yeah,
Kevin Hunt getting in there.
On Michael Hammond here, because he pitted during all this. So if this racing stays as was last lap, it gets a bit messy. Mick Hammond's got the potential to pass all of these guys in the undercut, so that will be very interesting. If you've got your little overlay there to see where Mick Hammond is, that would work a treat right now, because this pack is really closing up and they're going to be backing each other up a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't got the GPS tracker up at the moment, which is a bit of a shame.
Has he made it? Yeah, he has. One through on Jason Benson Ground, and Lonergan has been able to go through with him as well. So in one foul swoop, poor old Jason Bentz has got passed by 3 cars. And Lewis Pigali here, he's last up at 2:20.8. He's now up to 12, just 40 seconds off the race lead. Probably no expectation realistically of taking that, but tell you what, there's a potential podium knocking on the door here.
Yeah, this is where I think if they'd been on the endurance layout, actually, I mean, he's going to be relatively quick, but I still don't think he's going to be quicker than, say, like Lindemann or Gray or anything like that at the end of the run. But with the pit stops at the moment, if Lindemann was to pit now, I think Lewis would have this. I think he would come out ahead. But yeah, had it been the endurance, then absolutely there's no question about it. It's like more like a 50-second stop, so it's about 10 seconds clear, and that would give him a little opportunity to try and hold on to it at the end of the run. So yeah, we pretty much called it. I think we said it would be a BMW GT3 track, and those guys out front certainly are proving it at the moment. 9.8 seconds ahead of Tobias, but Gray is nearly 5 seconds back from Lindemann now, so he's got himself into that group.
So we've got Lonergan and Bentz pitting, but Mason Ground has just given the biggest don't argue to Kevin Wang into that bus stop again, and he's made up a position. But like I said, I'm interested where Mick Hammond is in comparison here. How long are the pit stops lasting for? Have you got that available there, AC?
Yeah, 16.8 seconds for Hammond it was, and we've got Bentz. Let's just have a quick look where Bentz is now. Not sure what's going on with the...
And Hammond's just about to cross the start-finish line. He's had a pretty clean lap, has to be known, and dropped in at 2 minutes 50, forget that time. But
Bentz is still sat in there. He's just going now. But
yeah, he's just going now, but Hammond's going to get the job done here.
You're right, Hammond could jump all of these guys here. 17.3 seconds, so there's not much difference in there. That's just all the battling that those guys have been doing over the last couple of laps. So you're right, that could be a great call from Hammond there, just to pit that perhaps tiny little bit earlier, just to get out of that little battle.
Well, he's already picked up Lonergan as well, and Lonergan made that change in the pits as well. So Bentz has stopped probably a little bit longer than what probably needed to be done. But Lonergan's also got through, so whether Bent's drive's a bit thirsty, like having to take more fuel on, don't know.
They're still battling in and around that battle as well. Joseph, Kevin, Nathan, they're still all pretty close together, although it has spread out a little bit. But just watching Kevin have a little look around the outside into the S section. I think he's got the inside for this part. Of course, the advantage is going to go to Joseph for the right-hander here. Oh, that's great! That's great driving around the outside, Kevin. He's going to have a run. The backer is pretty quick in a straight line. Going to have to hold it around, duck back into the draft.
Yeah,
hasn't quite done it, but look at that. They were 1 second ahead of Nathan before they started that battle, so it just goes to show how much time they're losing battling here. And I definitely think, Hammond's going to get all of these guys.
Oh, he's going to sweep them up. He is. I got no doubt about it. But look who's in the background here.
Leaders
Lewis Kigali.
Yeah, leaders in as well. 42 seconds. Let's see where Lenderman comes out in comparison to Kigali. Yeah, all those guys are jumping in, so yeah, Kigali's going to smash those guys. Lenderman must be taking tyres. This could be a pit stop penalty. 26 seconds.
He's taking tyres.
Scotty Gray's in. Lenderman still
Lenderman's
stationary.
coming out now. Yeah, I'm very confident Lenderman's taken tyres here. And Kigali's actually coming out in front of Lenderman there, but not in front of Gray. So, yeah, there's not going to be any blue flags waving. He doesn't have to get out their way. Chances are he'll get the job done. But also Joseph Cardamone's in between him. Expect him to pit this lap. But don't expect Lewis Kigali.
Right, everybody's in the pits to see where Hammond's going to come out. We've got, I think, behind Hammond you've got John King. I think King's going to jump. He smashed them all, hasn't he? They're still in there, still exiting now.
Not even close. Which I have to think myself, did Hammond put enough fuel in, because that is...
yeah, he was only 16.8 though, so...
yeah, so he's got about right. And these guys are going to have to work their way around a Cadillac, and they're not going to be able to do that down this back straight here, I wouldn't think of it.
Yeah, Kevin...
I thought the caddy would wind up.
Yeah, just you can see John just cuts back across. Going to be late on the braking for Kevin. I just don't think...
Paul wants to get on that action as well. And now Nathan's going to want to get on that back of that bus.
John's all about finishing, isn't he? We've seen this throughout the season, not fighting the GTs too much. Doesn't want to force them to do some sort of like late sort of... I want to say dive bomb. That's exactly what it is. Do you know what I mean? That's how they've had to get past some of the tracks. So it's giving these GT3s the room there. So that was Kevin and Paul Lonergan there just getting past. So
just jumping forward to Paul Rogers with Scotty Newton and Tobias. So Scotty Newton's got in front of Tobias here. I'm thinking that Tobias must have taken tyres as well.
Yeah, Tobias 28.8 seconds.
Yeah, so that's consistent with tyres, but. These guys have got Paul Rogers in front, and Paul's he doesn't need to do what John King's done. He doesn't need to let these guys through. So yeah, his tyres are warm, and we know that the Cadillac's pretty good at looking after its tyres. So yeah, I'm confident that the boys will get the job done and get the clean pass. Probably under the brakes here at the bus stop would be a good start for them. But for Paul Rogers to be up there with top 10, but to lose that, I would imagine now.
Yeah, you can see the difference in braking capabilities of the cars there. So, Scott was just able to stick to the outside and just take it all around there. As we see, I'm not sure who that was in the background, just getting a little squirrely. I think it was Christian.
Yeah, but let's just jump on with Paul Rogers now, because this car's got some guts about it, there's no doubt about that, and you'd have to think he'll probably get the job done here. Not sure, no. 2 secs.
He's already back past actually, so I'm not really
sure how Scotty's done there. He really backed out a bit early there, Scott, and so we're back to where we were before, where Paul Rogers has got himself up into 5th place now, if you don't mind.
And Cherney's having a little look as well, although he's having to defend from Ballinger, and Newton just not comfortable on the brakes, it looks all of a sudden. I don't know what he's done there. He's just dropped a place to bias there.
Yeah, no, he has. I'm super impressed with how Paul's holding this position. He's doing a really good job.
going to quickly bring. I was going to quickly bring in Alex Cherney for a second. I know he's in the interview channel, but just jumped out. His brother very much involved with the battle as he goes for a move.
Got the job done there on Paul, and good place for that to happen too, because you can't see Paul really get the opportunity to fight back there. Just in this section here with just the GT3s just seem to have so much more advantage. But you know, Lewis has got himself up into third. Like Lenderman's just passed him there. I'm just looking at the gap between first and second. It's 4.6 seconds. Lenderman on the on the newer tyres. You'd probably think he'd get the job done there with the pass. Probably about 7 laps to go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I would have thought Scott would have had more of a jump there. I mean, 19.1 seconds. It was a fairly slow start from Scott anyway, against 31.7. Would have thought it'd have been a lot further. I mean, what was the gap? I thought it was only about 5 seconds. Maybe
just Timmy Ballinger so deep under brakes there was good. I'm just desperate for Scotty and Tim to have a nice clean race. They both deserve a good result here. They've been good stalwarts for this series, and just keep it clean there, boys. There was no damage there. It was all good, but a little bit of heart and mouth moment.
Yeah, it seems to have survived. I can't see them catching up to Lewis this battle. Tobias 18 seconds behind Lewis, so Lewis should be good for an easy third place, I would think now. As long as nothing happens, don't want to curse him again. Yeah, Newton on Rogers again. Needs to get past. Tobias is disappearing in the distance very quickly. Scott's not really in the draft. Just look at that caddy pull away though. Even just ducks back in the draft, still just pulls away.
Tell you what, player of the day so far, Nick Hammond to me, he pulled out 6 seconds in that pit stop, which is, hopefully he's got enough fuel to get to the end. That's going to be the catch, isn't it? I don't think he would have pitted and not thought about making it to the end. He was the first to pit, but 6 seconds is significant. We've still got Lonergan, actually,
that was just kicking off again quite nicely. Lonergan and Groden getting a bit tasty, just tucked up behind Kevin Hung at the moment.
Every time Huang gets through these guys, he just seems to make that mistake and open the doors for him. So it's the Team Archipelago car of Kevin Huang. He's finally probably got himself through. Whether he can catch Mick Hamilton or not, I'm going to probably say no, I don't think he can. But you know, Paul Lonergan and Nathan Brown, they've been going hard at it as well. And John King hasn't really dropped off that much of these guys.
I need to switch back to the battle actually with Paul Rogers and Scott Newton and Ballinger, because Newton's got himself past Rogers now in the same sort of area that Tobias did, so he should be able to pull away. Let's just see if I can't get a little replay of how he did that overtake up on screen.
Yeah, well, these are the guys who've got to chase down.
Around the outside into the chicane. Yeah, great move actually. There. And yeah, it looked like Ballinger tried to get in on that as well at the same time, but couldn't quite manage to make it stick. Runs a little wide through the right-hander, so yeah, good call from Newton. Holds on to the position this time as well. Jump back up.
So I reckon they're going to be catching Lewis Kigali here in third place. Tobias is 16 seconds behind.
What we just missed and what's going on right now on track is a fight for the lead. Gray still got it at the moment, but Lenderman is very much there, and those fresh tyres just leaps and bounds 2 seconds a lap faster, so he's flown up. There is no way Gray is going to be able to hold on to this. Good call from Lenderman to take the tyres. He knew how much quicker it was at the end, and it was worth the stop. He built up a nice little lead. See the drive he's getting out. He's having a little look going into pool one. Crazy place to overtake. Decides better of it. So, but I'm afraid that mad cow just looks like he's about to get slaughtered.
Yeah, he's going to have a bit of mad cow disease soon. The Coanda Motorsports is certainly all over the back of me. Look at the lines that Lenderman's able to take with that new rubber, and can just hold that tighter line and still come out with better drive. So it's a slow death here for Scotty Gray, but it is a championship to think about. We say that every week. Second place is good enough, Scotty, so he's got to think of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lindemann got great draft coming out of that. It's going to be side by side going through Francorchamps. Side's probably not best. Oh, I thought for a minute he was just going to throw it in there, but yeah, it's not worth it in the end. Too easy to go off there and end up in the wall on the left-hand side. So I get the feeling that Lindemann's just toying with him a little bit now.
Yeah, he's been consistently quicker here. We know that, we've seen that. And there's a car with Scotty Gray. He's got 15 lap old tyres. Lindemann's tyres are probably 5 laps old. So it's a significant difference there. And it's really just playing with a bigger tennis racket at the moment, isn't it? But let's see how Lindemann goes through Eau Rouge and onto the back straight. I would imagine there might be a done move there.
Do you know what?
Oh,
while we're looking at
by Scotty Gray, sorry.
Yeah, while we're looking at this, we've just lost Ballinger. Ballinger's had some problems.
Scotty Gray had a problem too as well. What's happened to poor old Timmy?
Yeah, all of a sudden looks like Gray's car's just sort of crabbing a little bit down the street.
It does. It looks like there's some damage there to his front right. Yeah, Ballinger's in the pits.
Your stats.
Yeah.
Did we miss something there on screen?
I don't think we did. No, I don't think we did.
The car just looks awful all of a sudden.
Just have a look what happened to Timmy. We've lost Timmy, unfortunately. The TD Racing. Oh, he's probably made his own bed there, unfortunately. Who's he got into? He's got into, that's Paul Rogers. That's what's happened there. Timmy stuck his nose in. The job wouldn't have got done there, unfortunately. So, that's unlucky for both of them because they were both putting up a really good show there. But that's going to ruin their day. As we know, we've already lost Tim, and yeah, a lot of damage to Paul's car as well, unfortunately. A lot of damage.
Just winding this back a little bit because I just want to see what's gone on, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with Gray's car at this point going into and there's no damage going into the bus stop there. No problems whatsoever. Exits the corner, no damage whatsoever. I wonder if he hit the wall coming out of turn 1. Let's have a little look. Lindemann has a little look, pokes his nose out, doesn't go through. Does he clip the wall here? No, doesn't clip the wall through there. What about the run down into Eau Rouge? Probably not the best camera angle. Doesn't appear like he hit the wall there. Oh, he must have done. He must have done. He must have hit the wall there. His car's all over the place.
Yeah, so he's just obviously made that little mistake, and we were just talking about how he's got to protect his championship lead here, and this is going to have some serious implications. And what that's done is put Lewis Kigali up into second place in the caddy.
Yeah, he's got 6 minutes left of the race. He's in the pits now. He's going to get some repairs on that. Unfortunately, he's going to fall down to somewhere along the lines of around about 10th place.
He's had a quick repair though, so this won't take long.
Oh, of course, yes, we're straight back out again. So.
Yep. So Challoner in 6th place coming around won't get to him, so he's going to keep his nose in the top 5, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's 3.2 seconds behind Scott Newton, who's solidly in 4th now, so he might be able to close that up. Of course, he won't be on fresh tyres or anything like that. So, yeah, still top 5, still good for the championship, you have to say.
Yeah, it is. He's made the best of a bad situation. There's still a bit to go. He doesn't want to make any mistakes now. He's used all of his quick toe. That's brought Tobias up into 3rd place. Tobias loves this track. Obviously, a previous winner here in the SRA series a couple of seasons ago. That fuel-saving race we remember so well. But yeah, Scotty Gray, a bit of work to do. You'd probably think, and we have the pace on Scotty Newton last up on a 2:20.2. So yeah, damage limitation right now for Scotty Gray.
Like you say, you might be able to get up to him. Just 5.5 minutes now left, so we're talking, 3 laps maybe to the end. So yeah, we're just looking at battle on screen at the moment between Kevin Hung and Paul Lonergan there. I don't think Paul just can't seem to get close. Got back marker in the way of him now. There's also another battle going on between Jason Bentz and Matt Shinosky. So these guys have been sort of pretty close to each other as Bentz just goes a little bit wide through. I'm trying to think what the corner name is. I think it's Rivage, is it? I'm not sure now. That might be turn 1. I'm terrible with names around Spa sometimes.
I haven't had a chance to talk about our car 22, Lance Hawes and the Kimi Rules fencing BMW as well. He's done nothing wrong. Started off in 30th on the grid, worked his way up to 17th. So I'd be remiss of not to give that a mention, because that's an outstanding drive so far by Lance. Kept it clean and done some good steady laps.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, just looking at his lap times, like I say, he's been very consistent throughout the run. So yeah, good driving from him indeed.
And also our host Mark Lang has got himself up to 18th place from 37th on the grid. So it's fantastic to see Mark getting his name up there and driving fantastic. He had a bit of an incident with Tim Foltz spinning in front of him before, but it looks like he's avoided that carnage. So it's an excellent effort by Mark Lang as well. It's got Martin Houston chasing.
Something's going on. Scott Gray he's lost even more places now to Christian and Michael. So what was that about? Let's have a little replay of that back. So just really wide.
He's also got Kevin Huang chasing him down as well. So probably getting a bit anxious to chase down Scotty Newton.
Oh, he lost it coming out of turn 1. Big time. He finds himself pointing backwards, just has to get out of the way of the traffic, get recovered. So yeah, trying to chase down that top 5, but it's all going pear-shaped at the moment.
Yeah, he's having a few issues, no doubt at all. But like he said, there's a championship to be done here, and we've got 2 rounds left after this, including the last round, endurance round, which I would imagine he'll get Lars Jeppesen in with him, so that'll be a strong driver combination. But yeah, Kevin Huang's worked his way up to 8th. He's had problems all night as well, so a good job there.
Oh, Newton's got some problems as well. I'm still watching on a replay, I think so.
Oh, he's facing the wrong way.
I will stick with this for a second. We're about to see what's going to happen to Newton. What a great race so far. Going to fall apart with just 3 minutes left of it. So everybody we didn't want to commentate curse, they're all out. It just took a little while to happen. Oh, he lost it in Purwan. Back end just steps out. He's up against the wall. He's got to wait. There's just nothing you can do there. You just got to wait for the traffic to come round. He'll be gutted with that. Great race, just falling away there. Had a chance of top 5 finish there. Locked up pretty much.
Yeah, it was going real well. The 2 guys we were batting for, Newton and Timmy Ballinger, have had some problems since. But that's a real shame for him. But again, that's just got John King right up in now. So the caddies are just doing such a good job. It's super impressive by Blackadder Motorsports tonight.
Having a quick look at Kevin. Do you know what? Scott has got some problems. Got himself the repair, but of course he didn't get any tyres or anything like that, and his tyres just look absolutely shot. There's just nothing left. The McLaren of Kevin Hung is just hunting him down. You can see him actually getting a run this time through Eau Rouge and maybe up and into Lacuna. Stick with this battle.
Well, I'm going to jump on board with Kevin Huang to see what kind of run he can get here. Just you lose all that downforce through Eau Rouge, don't you? With that massive BMW wing in front of you. It's like throwing a brick wall, but it doesn't look like he's making too many gains down here.
No, you're right, not at all. And actually, Gray's closing in on Hammond as well. That's probably going to be the overtake that's going to happen. Hammond up into 5th place. That great pitch strategy, cool. Get out of that fight earlier on. Finds himself in a top 5 position. He's got 1 minute and 8 left of clock time. Will he be able to hold on for a lap and a half to get a top 5? I have to say, it just really depends how Scott is with those rear tyres. It seems like the rears are struggling. You can see him working the wheel. We're just on board now.
Tell you what, I'm looking in front of them as well with Christian Chandler. You think to yourself that maybe these GT3s, what's happening here? Hang on. I did see that Tracy Rumschlag has gone off in front of that battle with Mick Hammond and Scotty Gray, but the caddies' tyres don't look like they go off at all. Like Christian Chandler's putting in the same lap times now than he was at the start of the race. So yeah, if the GT3 guys think they're going to peg back the caddies because they haven't bid it, they have another thing coming. They just stay strong all race.
20 seconds of clock time going. Whereabouts?
Oh, Scotty Gray again.
That was close, so close to the wall. Surely Kevin behind him saw that. That's got to be his opportunity into the bus stop chicane this time. White flag hasn't come out, so I guess we're going to get it. Lendeman's going to be through. Yeah, there it goes. White flag is out. We're on to the last lap of the race.
Yeah, we know Kevin's not going to be falling going backward in regards to an overtake. If he sees that option there, we know he's going to stick his nose there. Didn't get a great exit out of the bus stop, obviously. And Scotty Gray's got some work to do here with Mick Hammond in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, under braking, very much nearly caught out Scott there. Just a slight difference in the two cars. This surely got to be an opportunity to get past. Hammond's going to have to defend everything he possibly can. Those tyres don't look that great.
Not a lot of traction there, but it's still got half a decent drive out of Eau Rouge. He's going to get the job done on Scott Gray here, making a move now. So much. Oh, he's not going to have much grip into here.
Both drivers very late on the brakes, but Gray manages to make it stick. Hammond's going to have to be careful. He could lose a place to
Kevin Huang behind.
To Kevin, yeah. Opportunist move, has a little look, pokes his nose out. Nothing happening. Great to see 3 different manufacturers fighting here. Where is Marcus Lendeman? He is rounding Blanchimont right now for the final time. Took tyres, man, give himself a little something to do in this race, but it was absolutely the right choice.
Yeah, he's this is how he's done the last few races, isn't it? He's just been able to pace himself so beautifully and have that internal discipline. And round 9 winner here at Spa-Francorchamps, Marcus Lendeman, Coanda Motorsports. Congratulations to him. The closing lap of a 17.4, thanks very much. So, congratulations, a fantastic job.
Yeah, great drive, fully deserved victory there. Very, controlled race there. Lewis Kigali coming across in second place as well. An awesome finish for him, just to show that the caddies were competitive. 18 seconds behind. I have to say, throw the endurance layout on that, and that would have been a super close battle between them. But I think it was absolutely the right call from Mark Lang to run the GP layout. That's exactly as it should be. Tobias Joe comes across in third, great result. Here comes Chandler. Gray has managed to hold on to fifth as well, so Hammond in sixth. Great drive from Hammond. Also Chandler, awesome result. I think Gray will be kind of disappointed with that in a way. But yeah, Hammond, great result. Kevin Hung. Nathan Groden just comes across the line there. He dropped out of that battle after the pit stops a little bit. Newton coming across in 9th. Be happy with 9th, but he knows that he could have had so much more. Joseph Cardmore rounds out your top 10. We've got John King and Steve Bocade very closely battled together there across the line. 2 more caddies, 11th and 12th place. Your man Jackson.
Yeah, he's going to be dirty on himself. That's going to be for him to sort out. But yeah, he was dead set last, and he got himself up to 13th place. So he would have had an enjoyable drive. But yeah, almost what could have been there. But Jason Bentz in 14th as well. He had some issues because he was with that battle with Hammond, Huang, Groud, and Cardamom. So he's obviously made a mistake somewhere as well. And Mark Lang just finishing in 17th place. So congratulations to him. That's probably his best result for the season, I'm thinking. So yeah, it's a really good job by our series host.
Yeah, great race all round actually. Different strategies playing out and everything. Yeah, awesome.
So Scotty's saying that his damage was caused from running into the pit wall. So that's caused that. And Farney Luxury is a spotlight driver for the day. Unfortunately, Farney had some early issues and haven't been able to find him too much in the Team Archipelago cars. Actually coming into the pits on his last lap.
Yeah, just doesn't want to do anymore. Someone flies across our screen.
That's just Farney.
I'm not sure who that was in the background.
Paul
I think it was
Lonigan,
Paul.
what was that
Paul.
about?
He's got some air there. Let's take a quick look at that back on replay, just for
Has
the
he
hell.
even tried? He
hell
hasn't
of it.
even tried. That is a super impressive move, Paul Lonigan. The judges are going to give you high scores for that. He's done the forward flip, landed on all fours. Pity the wall got in the way, but
Oh god, yeah.
the
He
Russian
lands
judges.
it. Yeah, he lands it perfectly, does it?
Does he get across the start finish line though? I don't think he did.
No.
But that's a great effort, Paul. But
Yeah. 9 out of 9. You would have had a 10 if you'd have managed to limp across the line.
Right, you get our move of the race. However, my driver of the day is going to be Mick Hammond there. He made something tough look really easy and got the job done and worked his way through that pack. And Kevin Huang chased him down but didn't get the job done, all because of great pit strategy by Mick Hammond.
Got a couple of drivers for interview. I think I'm going to bring up Scott Newton very, very quickly. Sorry, Scott, you're in mid-conversation there. We drag you up into the comms box, but welcome. Looked really, really good for 95% of that race. 2.5, 3 minutes to go. Tell us what happened, mate.
Hey Alex, hey Brenton. Yeah, just a little too hot into Pool 1 on lap 18. And yeah, just getting on the brakes and just unsettled the car, and round she went, which is unfortunate. I could have had a top 4 result, but it was unfortunate, and I ended up still in the top 10, but obviously not where I wanted to be.
Of course, you spun in a bit of an awkward place as well, just because you had to wait for all the traffic to go by there on the inside. Had you been on the outside, you would have just been able to recover. But you did the right thing. You stayed put, but it must have been ever so frustrating for you watching all those cars go by.
Yeah, well, definitely was. But yeah, just had to play it safe because with the point system that they got, black mark strikes or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I don't want to put another one to my name, even though I have had one this season. So yeah, I thought I'd just play it safe and not wreck anyone else's race, even though mine was partially ruined at that time.
Brenton, anything for Scott?
Hang on 2 secs. Sorry. No, Scotty, it was a good job, mate. I think you'd be happy with certainly qualifying in your early race pace. Made that mistake, but mate, 2 races to go now, including the enduro at the end there at Phillip Island, I think it is. Mate, who's your plan there to be teamed up with?
My teammate is Alex Marshall for the race at Sebring, which is the enduro. Next week's, I think, Laguna Seca. So yeah, I should be there, and hopefully those 2 races will be just as good as this one, apart from the spin.
Talking of Alex Marshall, let's bring him up to join you as he's going to be your teammate, Scott. Alex, you had some problems at the start of that race. Just tell us about that incident from your point of view, buddy.
Yes, so I was just taking my line. I got no spotter warning that I had a car on my left side, and the car just suddenly veered off to the left. I had no idea what it was.
Bit of a shame because it was a race ending, and you guys look really quick today.
Yeah, I was hoping for a strong finish today, but these sort of things happen.
Do you guys think you can carry this sort of pace through towards the next round?
I hope so.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sorry guys, just there's a few more people coming in now, so I'll just rush through this. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
All the academy guys out there. There's been a lot of support through every series that all of us do, so it's been great.
And Scott?
Yeah, I'd like to thank especially Alex Marshall for the setup. I was absolutely nowhere with about half an hour before the session, just due to the fact that I was away this week, so huge credit to him. Also the academy guys in the Apex Racing forums, big support from there. Obviously to Sim Races Asia, and what a great series this is, and also to ARL TV for putting on the broadcast as well and doing a bang up job.
Alright, cheers,
So
Jen.
cheers.
Sorry to cut that one a little short.
No worries.
Cheers, boys. Good job.
Thanks, sir.
I think we need Lewis up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Lewis next. Lewis.
And well deserved too. Lewis Kigali, welcome to Ariel's coverage. The round 9 SRA Championship here at Spa. Mate, second place. A fantastic job. That caddy just seemed to run so sweet all night. The tyres seemed to hang in there. I've talked about it. What can you say about it, mate? It looked really good.
Yeah, thanks. The car was good. The setup was great. Some of the boys did some work this week on the setup. We decided to, instead of running a baseline like we have the last couple of weeks, actually put some time in and dedicate towards making a setup that's stable and consistent, which it was. I didn't get much practice in this week, just decided to jump in with the boys. I've been on and off the last couple of weeks. I mean, I've been busy with other commitments, but decided to run, and overall, I think the pace was good. We were a little bit slow in the first portion of the race and had been held up by some of the GT3 cars, and once it spread out we just decided to get into a rhythm, and once Marcus and Scott came out, Scott was ahead, Marcus was behind, and decided to let Marcus go because I needed to try to save as much time as possible for that gap behind. I had about a 20-second gap to third, and then Scott unfortunately had his incident, and then from there on it was just cruise control and just bringing it home. So well deserved from the team. They put a good effort in this week, and it's quite difficult to keep this car on the track and keep the incidents low, but we managed to do a decent job of that, so I'm happy.
So, sorry, Brendan, you go.
No, you go.
Obviously we were talking about obviously Spa, and everybody always thinks of Spa about being a flat out track, all about the speed and things like that, but it's not really the case. We were talking about it earlier and thought actually this might favour the GT3s today. Those sort of medium speed corners actually probably play quite nicely into them. So I would think a second place, you must be chuffed with that. But just tell us where really the caddy falls over at, say, like a track like this, in comparison to GT3s, of course.
Yeah, well, as you know, it's a bullet in a straight line, so we were pulling away at the end of the long straights. But I mean, El Rouge for the GT3 cars is flat out. For us, we have to lift. So yeah, and as you said before, those medium speed and high speed corners, the GT3 cars are supreme. So they can hold it in there. They can go in a lot deeper. Also, the brakes on the caddy aren't as strong as the GT3 car, so there's a little bit of time there. But I mean, it's a bit of a balancing act. I mean, the GT3 cars, in terms of tyre wear, as you've seen in some of the races, if these guys don't take tyres by the end of the race, we're equal pace because the caddy's tyres hold on for such a long time, which is great. I mean, I set my fastest lap of the race on the last lap, and I've done that before in previous races in the caddy, but just in that middle sector of the track at Spa, that's where GT3s get us about 2 seconds a lap. I mean, Marcus is pulling about 2.5 seconds a lap on fresh tyres on us, and on older tyres, probably the GT3 cars are about a second faster. So yeah, we just have to hold on and hope that, as we saw tonight, a few incidents ahead got us that second place. I mean, on merit, we're probably looking on the fringes of the top 5, maybe setting the top 10. But as you can see, our teammate finished second place, which is not second place, sorry, 4th place. And we also had Johnny in 11th, and Paul was also running in the top 5 too until he got taken out. So yeah, the Spa, you may think of it as a caddy track with all those long straights, but as you guys said, it's a GT3 track. So we're happy to walk away with those results.
And what do you think with the remaining tracks? Obviously, we're not covering everything, unfortunately, here at Apex Racing TV, but which ones do you think now might suit the caddy for the rest of the season?
Well, we were looking forward to this track. So this and Monza, and obviously Road America, but they decided to change the fuel consumption and also the pit lane. I mean, if we had a change of pit lane, I mean, Marcus had about a 20-odd second lead, so that may have made it a little bit different in terms of having the endurance pit lane. But the last couple of tracks for us is just hoping to survive. In the endurance race, if they keep the fuel consumption numbers the same, that'll be interesting as well, because we'll have to make probably slightly less stops than the GT3 cars, because GT3 cars will have to make probably 2 or 3 stops, where we only have to make 1 or 2, but that's again at Sebring, so that'll be quite a difficult circuit. But yeah, as you can see, on tracks that we really don't they really don't favour our car. We can sort of pick up top 10 results, and then the special tracks, like you've seen at Monza and like you've seen at Road America, that's where we can fight for the podium. So today the pace was good for a Cadillac, and I'm obviously happy with the second place. But yeah, it was fortunate that we could pick up that sort of position.
Awesome. Brenton, sorry I cut you off earlier.
No, I was actually going to ask. The Blackadder Motorsports guys have done exceptionally well in the Cadillac. How many hours a week would you, how many laps, for example, at Spa would you guys take to get the Caddy up to speed? Because you guys have been the cream of the field when it comes to the Caddy. It's been really impressive all season.
Most of our work during the week is done by John and Paul, so they get down early in the week and they test the car, try some setup changes. Sai, our setup guy, he's one of our setup guys, has been on and off, he's at university, but he had some time in the last couple of weeks to fix us the setup, which is great. And it's usually those guys do the bulk of the running, and more the fact that Christian and I just decide to jump in and have a crack at it. I drove the Caddy before I jumped in the GT3 cars probably about a year ago. That was probably my car, so I know the car quite well. So for me, track familiarisation and getting used to the car takes a couple of laps. So my only running for this week was just in the practice session before. So, but once you get the line dialed in, it's quite easy to punch consistent lap times, which is what you need in this car. It's not really about outright speed, because we know we're going to be fighting for position 15 to 25 on the grid. So it's not really about outright speed. It's all more about just staying consistent and stable and making it past that halfway stage where hopefully the GT3 cars are battling with each other and also with their tyre wear to capitalise on those positions. But yeah, the boys do an awesome job each week. We've decided to do something different this season. There's been a few rule changes here and there that we're not quite happy with, but then again, we're just going to keep plugging away and see where it takes us.
Well, mate, good job tonight, mate. Congratulations, second place, and hopefully the last two rounds will be just as kind for you.
Thank you. Just want to shout out to GP Racing, our sponsors, and also the boys. And it's a bit of a Spa weekend for us. I've got the VLN race coming up at Spa, and then we've also got Spa and SEK. So hopefully the boys can have a good showing in that. So yeah, thank you to you guys for the broadcast. You guys do a top-notch job, and we enjoy watching your broadcasts afterwards. And also to Mark and his work for GT Asia. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Lewis.
Cheers, Lewis. Good job. That might almost do us, or you want to do one more?
Yeah, I tell you what. Let's bring Kevin in very quickly. He had a very entertaining race, and we'll call it a day. Sorry for those that haven't had an interview. I think it's just Tobias down there, but he gets up and has enough airtime for the best part. So sorry, Tobias. But over to Kevin. A final interview for the day. Kevin, pretty entertaining race out there. It looked like you were in a battle for absolutely every single lap of that race.
It felt like I was I had a side-to-side battle with half the field. I kept on. I think the problem is my setup or the MP412C to get through the Eau Rouge and the other that kink at the end of the other straightaway. I need to put high downforce on the rear. Otherwise, I spin every fourth or fifth lap. I don't know why. So I have to put lots of downforce on the rear, and it kills me on the straight. So that's why I had all these battles. In clean air, I could probably run a little bit faster, but all these guys catch up with me really fast on the straight.
Yeah, well, no doubt you had the pace, Kevin. Welcome to the broadcast. Lap 6, obviously had it off there, I'm thinking. Then later on, I think we saw a couple, but certainly lap 6, you're up into 4th or 5th place there in your Team Archipelago McLaren, and just out of the bus stop. Just what happened there?
The bus stop. Oh, you mean the last chicane? I just spun it there. It was. I'm live streaming my races, and I'm kind of regretting it because at some parts of my computer's not fast enough. So at some parts of the track, it feels like a slideshow. It's just so slow, and it's when you spin, you have to have a really fast reaction. The frame rate's too slow for me to catch it, so I might not do streaming anymore, live streaming anymore.
Well, you had a really good battle we saw with Nick Hammond, Nathan Grouden, Joseph Cardamone, and Jason Bentz there for a long time. Looked like some real good, close, intense racing. might have been a couple of taps. I think Paul Lonigan was in there as well for a while. But yeah, you got the job done on all of them. But your pit stop, you pitted I think 1 lap, 2 laps later than Michael Hammond, who did really well in the undercut. Were you thinking the same thing that you could do there?
I wasn't sure because I'm slow on the straight. I wanted to take advantage of being behind some people, but I think it didn't pay off. These guys were a little bit slower than I thought, so I lost a lot more time than I gained. I thought they wouldn't be so close, but they were together for like 5 or 6 laps. I thought they would spread out more, so that was a mistake. Michael Hammond, I was so surprised when I came out. He's like 10 seconds or 6 seconds ahead of me. I was like, "What? Where did he come from?" So yeah, he made the best. I knew that was an option to pit early, but I should have made that decision earlier.
Well,
Yeah, well, good job, mate. So yeah, you had good pace, mate. So yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah, you want to
Thanks.
give a quick shout out to Kev while you're here before we let you go?
I guess shout out to Mark for this is like the 11th race of this season. I think almost the end of the season. So it's been a crazy busy season. I'd like to shout out to Mark for organizing everything, and shout out to you guys for having the really good broadcasts. I can't wait to watch the race. It was too hectic for me to actually enjoy. I can't wait to see myself battling with people.
Cheers, Kev. Thanks very much, mate. Good luck in the next round. Of course, we won't be there, but we'll catch up in a couple of weeks' time.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Cheers, mate. Brenton, I am going to bring Tobias in for the quickest interview ever. Tobias, curveball with the interview. I was just going to make the last one, but 30 seconds, mate. Go. Tell us about your race.
Hello, guys. I'm glad to be here again. Had a good race regarding the only 30-minute practice I got in before, so I started practice 1 hour before the race. Took a safe setup and also took tires at the pit stop, as you may notice. Unfortunately, got out of the pits directly behind Scotty and Paul, who fought with the caddy there. Made it difficult for us to pass, but yeah, eventually got past. Got lucky due to the mistakes by the other Scott and Aaron, and yeah, happy to finish on the podium.
I was about to say third place. Not a lot of practice. Yeah, pretty decent. Your brother had his woes. Looked like a bit of snap back on the car. So disappointing for your teammate there, but he was looking reasonably strong. But you guys back next week?
Yeah, we will try to be there. As every week, we are not sure until the very last day, so we cannot put in so much practice, and it doesn't help if we are driving the roof only once a week then. Yeah, Alex had this unlucky netcode there with Kevin, and Dan had to do the early pit stop and made a mistake in lap 7, which yeah, cost him the race. So
yeah, we saw his car blow up in style.
yeah.
Cool. All right, buddy. Well, yeah, congratulations on another podium. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. I hope you can get a bit more practice and try and mix it with the guys at the front, right at the very, very front.
Yeah, we will see. So I guess you guys will be broadcasting the endurance race at Sebring in 2 weeks.
That's the one.
Yeah, I have to train my brother a bit more to not throw the car away.
Good luck with
Enjoy
that.
your weekend, mate, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, you guys too. Have a good one, and see you later. Bye.
Cheers,
mate.
Tobias. Done.
That is everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. All those guys that are watching at the moment, just the interviews, the races. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like the video. Share it on the social media as well, if you would. Let's try and get the following for the series up a little bit. We do get a reasonable amount of views for what it is, but yeah, let's just get it out there because there's been some great racing today, and actually, I think people would thoroughly enjoy watching some of this back.
And don't forget, next week, I think round 1 of the Sim Racers Asia Star Mazda Championship gets underway as well. So looking forward to that.
Indeed, it does. So yeah, should be a good weekend of racing. Of course, Checkered Flag Interactive will be covering the GT series, as I will be making my return back in the Williams at Montreal for the World Championship. So car is not pleasant to drive around there one bit, I have to say. But yeah, so I've probably picked the worst week to return. So had a lot of fun in the IndyCar this season, won the combined series over there, so been delighted with that. It's a bit up in the air about the road championship at the moment, so but a lot of fun this season. Had a little break from the F1, but yeah, now time to get back in there and start mixing it with the big boys.
Yeah, you have to start turning right again, mate, so make sure you get used to that.
Well, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for the Spa round of the Sim Racers Asia GT Simulator series. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you all then.